Turkey intensifies its deadly offensive in northern Syria under the stated goal of fighting Daesh terrorists and Kurdish Y-P-G forces. According to Turkish security forces, warplanes and artillery struck Y-P-G positions following clashes between the army and the Kurds. Earlier, the sources said the Turkish jets also pounded the Daesh takfiri group. According to a monitoring group, some 35 civilians were killed and scores of others wounded in the Turkish airstrikes early on Sunday. The group said that Turkey-backed militants have also captured 2 villages from Kurdish forces. Meanwhile, Turkey has also reported its first casualty on the 5th day of its military incursion into Syria. A Turkish soldier was killed and 3 others injured in a rocket attack, which Ankara blamed on Kurdish Y-P-G forces. Political commentator and journalist Paul Antonopoulos joins us now from Sydney to offer us more insight on that story. Mr. Antonopoulos, first of all, give us your thoughts on the military incursion that Ankara has carried out in Syria over the past week.
We know with the Kurdish successes in Manbij that the next line of operations was to free Jarablus from ISIS. We must question why all these years Turkey have never made an attempt to liberate Jarablus from ISIS control. So therefore we can see that this military operation named Euphrates Shield is not one to fight ISIS, but rather to expel the Y-P-G along the Turkish border, or at least parts of the border.
Mr. Antonopoulos, with regards to what took place in Jarablus, on one side it was Turkey and the FSA. On the other side, it was the Y-P-G, U.S.-backed Y-P-G Kurdish forces. Do you think that this conflict of interest has also manifested some cracks and schisms between the countries that are pushing the anti-Damascus front?
It's definitely exposing a huge ideological contradiction. On the one hand, we've got the Y-P-G who identify themselves as Marxist and anti-imperialist. However, they're supported by the United States, who are the biggest imperialist power in the world. On the other hand, though, America is supporting their NATO ally in Turkey. So therefore, this schism, I would suggest, is just a way to appease Ankara, who are warming their relationship with Moscow at the moment. So this new relationship that's emerging between Russia and Turkey, this is just a way for Washington to appease Turkey to not be fully in line with Russia's view of the region.
What else is also new with regards to Syria's Turkey's ever-changing stance with regards to the war on Syria? How do you see Ankara's position changing over the next few weeks, and overall how its stance has changed since day one in the war on Syria?
Well, we know since day one that Turkey have just been adamant that Assad must be removed from power. Now, they're still making these claims. However, they're saying that Assad should be a part of the peace process. So this is a new development where initially Ankara wanted Assad gone at all costs without any sort of process. So we can see the developments that have changed from day one till now. I don't think Turkey would have anticipated the Y-P-G to emerge and be as successful as they are, which, as we know, with their relationship with the Kurdistan Workers' Party in Turkey, with their own insurgency against the state, this is of a huge concern to Erdogan.
Thank you, sir. Political commentator and journalist Paul Antonopoulos joining us from Sydney.